Hi folks, how's it going? And welcome to another MovieHooker YouTube video. I am Gary from MovieHooker as always. And today I want to talk about something that is really ripping the internet apart. And, with very good reason as well, I guess. And that is the announcement that we are finally getting The Crow reboot, remake on the 7th of June this year. So, there's quite a bit here to talk about. Firstly, I can completely understand where the hate is coming from and why people think that this movie should never be touched. It's too iconic, for the time that it was set in, the era that it was set in, and also for what the movie also represents because of the tragedy that happened to Brandon Lee on set in 1994. We all know what happened. Real bullets, I think, or something were put in a gun, and he was shot dead on set during the filming of that movie. So that's 1994, 2004, 2014, 2024. So it's like 30 years later, we are getting another Crow movie. No, that's not true. We did get other Crow movies. We got one called City of Angels with Vincent Perez was the Crow. I can't remember the other one, but it was Eddie Furlong. Edward Furlong was the Crow as well. So, Brandon Lee was always going to be the best Crow, and without a doubt. But the Crow was much more than just Eric Draven. 1 wee second, I just check this out here. So it was written originally by James O'Barr, and it was published by Caliber Comics in 1989. The main character is Eric Draven, as we know. What does it say? It says adaptations. Okay, so here, oh dear. Right, okay. The Crow Salvation is the one. No, The Crow Wicked Prayer is the one that I'm on about with Edward Furlong. Yes, okay. So what I do know, I didn't know some of these. The Crow Stairway to Heaven, 1998. That looks like it's some sort of documentary because it's got Brandon Lee on the front cover there. The Crow. So what I know is The Crow 1994, The Crow City of Angels from 1996 with Vincent Perez, and The Crow Wicked Prayer. And oh my God, the cover just looks absolutely diabolical. I can remember getting that in the video shop when I worked there, going, oh dear. That's enough of that. So basically, The Crow is much more than Eric Draven, is what I am trying to say. Yes, this is going to be a reimagining of the 1994, the Eric Draven story. But guys, it's going to be set in a modern time. And here's the thing. It's going to get done, whether we like it or not. Production companies want money. The rights to that franchise, to The Crow, is owned by a guy called Samuel Habita. And he owns the rights to the thing. So it's always going to get remade. It's who is going to remake it, to give it the best shot at not comparing it or not like competing at all with the 1994 Brandon Lee one, but to make maybe a modernized version that's going to be good. So I want to go in now to the remake. The remake is starring Bill Skarsgard, and a lot of people, that annoyed a lot of people. I have no idea why. I think Bill Skarsgård is a fantastic actor. I think he is a great character actor. I think he rocked it as Pennywise. I don't think the screenwriters of it done a very good job, but Bill Skarsgård rocked it. He rocked it in Villains. He rocked it in Barbarian. I think he's really, really good. He seems like a really likable guy. So all those different movies like Barbarian, Villains, and It. His most recent movie, the trailer was just released only yesterday. I've been following it for a long time. It's called Boy Kills World. The trailer completely blew me away. But again, Bill Skarsgård has made a complete transformation for this movie, and is just, he's built like his brother Alexander Skarsgård in The Northman. So that's pretty much how big this guy is in this movie. Not only is he huge, but he also has the fighting skill, the choreography down to a T. He just looks like an absolute killing machine. So if you haven't seen the trailer for Boy Kills World and you're in the ultra violent, chaotic, colorful mayhem, then check out the trailer. It looks brilliant. So what I'm trying to say about Boy Kills World, that Skarsgård has learnt all these skills now. Is like, he's like, not only is he a killing machine in Boy Kills World, he is also trained by Mad Dog, the assassin from The Raid and The Raid 2. And he just liked one of my posts there about a half an hour ago. And just like a little schoolboy. I love it when that happens. Like, oh, I love that dude. You know, Mad Dog from The Raid. So not only is he an ass kicker, he is an ass kicker trained by Mad Dog from the Raid movies, who is like the ass kicker of all ass kickers, to be honest. So he's going now into The Crow. So I'm going to leave that there now with Bill Skarsgård. I want to talk a little tiny bit about the directors and previous directors and previous Crow. So Corin Hardy was the man who was going to originally direct it, and as soon as I heard Corin Hardy's name, I've been following Corin for a long time. I think he's a very, very talented filmmaker. He is responsible for The Hallow. Wasn't that huge of a fan of The Hallow, but I still really appreciate it. Then he's killed it in Gangs of London with directing some of the most brilliant episodes there. So if you direct Gangs of London, you know how to do action as well. I'll just put that out there. But anyway, for whatever reason, Corin Hardy found that Jason Momoa was going to be his best choice. I have nothing against Jason Momoa. Wouldn't be a fan of like the Fast and the Furious. Definitely not a fan of Aquaman or any of that, you know. But I'm sure he's a lovely guy. And if Corin Hardy saw something in Jason Momoa, or maybe it was a case of like, oh my God, this huge A-lister wants to play The Crow, I would be crazy to turn it down. But I doubt that, because here's why. Corin Hardy is a Crow fanatic, and he has been since he's been a little kid. And that's when I heard I knew this already. When I heard the news, Corin Hardy attached to direct The Crow, I was like, that is it. That's all I need to hear. So if Hardy seen something really good in Jason Momoa, who am I to take that away? But I am sorry, just the physique and stuff of Momoa just didn't float my boat. It didn't do it for me at all. And so Corin Hardy and both Jason Momoa, I think, left The Crow because of creative differences with Samuel Habida, who is the guy who owns the production company, who owns the rights of, I'm going to figure it's just annoying me, who owns the rights to the Samuel Habida. Oh dear, it could be a Moroccan French film producer. I don't know, could be wrong. No, it's Habida. But anyway, listen, some guy owns the fucking rights to it, and that's the thing. Corin Hardy decided that no, he's out of here. So that to me was like the first red flag, to be honest. I was like, oh man, this is not good. This is not good. Our poor Crow is getting bastardized by Hollywood, should I just say. And if Corin left and Momoa left, then what? So anyway, now again, I will reiterate that this is getting made whether we like it or not. So next up, the director now who is bringing the Skarsgård version to us on June 7th is a director called Rupert Sanders. I had no idea of the name now, so I just looked in his filmography, what he's done, and while I wouldn't be a big fan of the movies that he's directed, I could still sure as hell appreciate them and say, okay, if he's directing this, I've no problem. That's solid enough. I think it was Ghost in the Shell and Obviously the remake with Charlize Theron, Ghost in the Shell. Oh, I can't remember the other one. Hold on a second. I only wrote about it yesterday. Ghost in the Shell and sorry. Ghost in the Shell, blah 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 blah. It's just really. Oh yeah, Snow White and the Huntsman again wouldn't be my type of movie, but I can sure as hell appreciate it. So that's the guy who's directing. Nothing wrong with those two movies if you're looking from a certain Hollywood point of view. Then the writers. The writers are a guy called Zach Nylon, who wrote King Richard. Not my type of movie, the one with Will Smith, I'm pretty sure it is. And also Creed 3. Haven't seen it. Again, not my type of movie, but it's got great reviews and, it's meant to be very, very good. And also it is co-written by a guy called William Joseph Schneider. And he doesn't have any writing credentials to his name, apart from Return to Silent Hill, which is unreleased, and also one called Rain Who Kills Alone, both unreleased. So guys, I guess that's all I gotta say about it. I think it's in safe hands. Like the writer of Creed 3, the director of Ghost in the Shell, when I say that, it's killing me inside. You think, but we gotta take what we've got. We've got to work with what we got. Right, the last thing that I want to touch on is the soundtrack. This is the most worrying aspect. I couldn't really care who they get to play the Crow. I do care 100% about the Crow OST because it is one of the most iconic soundtracks in the history of cinema. And a modernized version of the Crow better not mean modernized music. They better just get Trent Reznor and the lads and Robert Smith and whatever from The Cure, get all the lads in and just make their own original soundtrack. Can you imagine if, like, the Crow is on top of the table and all the guys are sitting around, he's about to do his thing, and then fucking Nickelback come on, or 30 Seconds to Mars? But listen, there's good stuff out there as well. I'm just worried about the soundtrack. I'm cautiously optimistic about the movie. I have no doubt in my mind that Bill Skarsgard is going to do a wonderful job, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. So guys, that is it. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button. I'll be uploading one of these sort of video analysis every week now. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers. Word up.